If you are like me and you want to become an illustrator or you just enjoy watching amazing art, this is the right video. I have a huge art book collection. You can say that I have a problem, but I just love looking through them, searching for inspiration, and I think that having a physical book is always better than scrolling endlessly on social media. For the sake of this video, I decided not to show you every single art book that I have. I will not show you how-to tutorial book or picture book, but trust me, this video will be long anyway. There is a bit of variety, so I decided to divide this video in 4 different sections. The first one is the art of, could be a TV series or anime or manga. The second one is the art of a specific artist. The third one is just Disney. And the fourth one is building. I am sure you will find something you will like or something you have never seen. Now, grab a beverage of your choice and let's get started. The first one is the art book of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have never watched the TV series. I know I should, I know it's amazing, I know I want to watch it, but I've not done it yet. But I worked in a comic book shop, and when this arrived, I immediately bought it. It's everything I want in an art book. A lot of sketches, studies and information on how they end up with the final product. You can see construction lines on almost every background or prop design, something that I really appreciate because I don't like to draw a character floating in a white empty page. I want it to live and interact in its world, so seeing complex background with construction lines is important to me. Also, there is enough text to explain what are you looking at, but it's mostly art. And I had in the past some art books where it was mostly written, but I don't want to read it because I want to look at an art book. I want to find inspiration, and because it's a visual art, I want to be able to see it, not to read it. This is an amazing art book. Honestly, if you want to work in animation, this is amazing. If you want to become a character designer, this is amazing. This is amazing. You should buy it. The second art book is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I'm not a fan of superheroes, but after I watched the movie, I immediately pre-ordered this art book and it not disappointed me. A lot of concept art, character design, and developing stage. I usually gravitate more towards traditional type of style, so seeing how bold and graphic you can be, both with lines and color, was truly inspiring to me. Because every dimension has a different style, there is a lot of variety inside this book, and you can stop and look at a single double spread for 10 minutes to try to look for every details or understand the choice they make. Also, can we have a round of applause for the amazing Hobie Brown, best character ever? Just for him, you should buy this book. Just for him, buy it. Check it out. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. The next one is a Dao Zu Shi art book. What shine in this book are the background, especially if you are a fan of ancient China. I wish it had more sketches, but because in the Donghua they mix 3D and 2D animation, what they show you are the 3D models. And I'm fine with it. I just prefer graphite sketches, I guess, or sketches instead of models. The section I like the most are the one with the character sheets. My favorite character is Jan Chang. I know you wanted to know it. But also there is a section with a collection of illustration from different illustrators. And I'm really grateful that at the bottom of the illustration there is the name of the illustrator, even if it's in Chinese. I can search for him, it's not a problem. Look at this. It's amazing. I really love this type of illustration. Or also, I don't really care about freebies, but if you do care, there are a few freebies if you care about it. Don't focus on me, please. Thank you. Then we have 3 different art books from Studio Ghibli. The first one is Howl Moving Castle, Spirited Away, and Princess Mononoke. I also want to buy the Ponyo one and the Totoro one, but with time. I love how Studio Ghibli stylized plants and natural elements, so I always look through this art book if I want to have some inspiration. I also love the watercolor sketches, not just the gouache one. If you're interested in buying some of them or one of them, just choose the one from your favorite movie or the one you know you will use the most. If you want to practice, I don't know, how to paint cities, don't buy Princess Mononoke because it's almost entirely forest and nature. But you know, whatever Studio Ghibli art book you choose, it will be an amazing choice. They are really well done. I do recommend them. And I can guarantee you, if you want to practice gouache or whatever, if you copy every single illustration inside this book, you will be a master in no time. I have the English version of Spirited Away and the Japanese version of Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke, but they are both equally fine. I do prefer the Japanese one, but just because I don't like the lucid effect of the art cover in the English one, but you know, they are both equally fine. I do recommend both of them. So buy the one who find at the cheapest price. The next art book is Chobits Your Eyes Only. This is one of the latest art book in my collection, but it's one that I wanted since I was a child. When I was young, I was obsessed with some illustration inside this art book. I had to buy a Spanish version because in Italy it's impossible to find. I think it's out of print, but I don't care. It's not like I must read it. There is nothing to read, it's just picture. What I have always loved about Clamp is how they draw clothing and fabric. I love Sakura costumes in Cardcaptor Sakura, and I love cheat dresses in Chobits. They don't have to be complicated. I love even something simpler. I remember when I was young, I really liked this illustration and I wanted my wedding dress to be like this. I also loved this one. I especially liked this part of the picture. I really liked the top. If you like Chobits or Clamp in general, I do recommend this art book. It's full of amazing, beautiful picture, but it's Clamp, of course. Next one, we have Angel Eyes, the art book of Banana Fish. Please tell me I'm not the only one who is obsessed with Banana Fish. Please tell me. I loved the anime and I loved even more the manga. This art book is chef kiss, amazing. It makes me so nostalgic for some reason. Maybe it's the style, because it's really 80. The illustrations are quite simple. Her style is really clean, but to me it's really charming. She knows how to use negative space or even black and white in her ink illustration. Here, you don't know when Ash starts and finish Eiji and vice versa. It's so good. Also, I love the composition and the fashion. The outfit inside this art book are amazing. As you can see, she doesn't use that much shadow, but she utilizes negative spaces and black ink to create interesting compositions. And also you can see how her styles change throughout the series. At the beginning, Ash and also Eiji had a completely different face. They look like two different persons. Next, we have the art book of Frieren. I was not interested in this art book until I had it in my hand. I just loved the quality of the art book and also the illustration, but you know, they are fine. I think this type of art book for me is one that sometimes I just want to look at, but I'm not really interested to use it to study or even to take inspiration. I don't know why. Don't get me wrong, it's still an amazing art book. I especially love the color and the mood that the mangaka can create. It's a mix of illustration and manga panels. There is a specific part, a big part of a manga section, all colored, but I'm not sure because I haven't watched the anime, so I have no idea if it's a spoiler. I think it's a spoiler. I'm not sure, so I don't know if I should show you, but it's the best part for me, I guess. For me, at least. Well, I will show you, but it's a spoiler, so skip this part if you don't want to see it. This part of the manga is colored. Look at this! Magnificent. I love it. But it's not that big, but it's big enough for me. I love Himmel. Who doesn't? If you're a fan of Frieren, it's a good art. I previously said that I love color in the Frieren art book, but speaking of color, this one is amazing. This is Hanako-kun art book. There are two art books. This one is the second one. I don't have the first one, but I will probably buy it in the future. It's bold, colored, saturated. You can tell the artist knows how to use color and has a big understanding on how they works. I think that when you don't know about color or color theory, you tend to be scared of adding saturation, which is a shame because most of the time the illustration seems unfinished. Saturation can add so much personality, but when you are insecure, adding saturation can be scary. That's why I say being this bold and having this type of palette, it's not easy. I love how she used the contrast of warm and cold, or how she uses complementary color. I think that It's just a beautiful, beautiful art book. The style is also really good and cute. I haven't seen or read Hanako, but this art book, I recommend it to everyone. Just because of this art book, I want to read the manga or watch the anime, but probably read the manga. The next art book is a bridge between the second section and the third section of this video, because it's an art book of Takehiko Inoue, the artist, but the illustration inside the art book are all from Slam Dunk, so the manga. It's just one manga. This art book has dynamic poses, shape language, incredible line work and color. It has everything. And what I like the most is that it has few color, but he plays with values. And he uses lines to create power, depth, or interesting effects. I think that in this art book, much more than in any other art book that I own, you can see how a shape, a simple shape, can create the effect of, a person in this case. You can see how one single person can master so many techniques. He is a traditional artist, or at least in this art book, his illustrations are traditional, and you can see the brush stroke. And I really like it, I really appreciate it. And also, in this illustration in particular, what I really enjoyed was the fact that this person right here has the t-shirt of the same color of the sky. So it kind of blends, but at the same time it doesn't. And it's really an interesting choice, because usually, or at least for me, I wouldn't have chosen the t-shirt to be the same color of the sky. I would have chosen a different one, maybe an orange in this case. Look at this. Look at the line of action here, but also here with a different medium, and of course this amazing scene of the manga. Chill. Then we have Old art book. This is the second one. Old has 3 art book, if I remember correctly. Correctly. They are the author of 19 Days, which is a shonenai Chinese webcomic. I like the anatomy and the simple minimal line art. The figures are long and slender, and for some reason I'm attracted to this type of silhouette. There is another mangaka who draws, actually they are totally different style, but their figures are long, and this artist is Azumiko Nakamura. As I said, the style is completely different, but for some reason all the figures and silhouette reminds me of the Nakamura ones. The lines are few and intentional, and in some of their work the rendering is minimal. And I really like to see it, because I'm the type of person who tends to render endlessly, because to me it's never finished, never polished enough, and just having minimal rendering or flat color, I don't know, I really appreciate it in other works, but on my works it's almost impossible, and I want to learn how to do it in the correct way. Like in the banana fish art book, you can see the style of old changing throughout, and I do prefer her recent style. Good art book, recommended. Next, we have another Chinese illustrator, Kuri. You have probably seen some of their illustration in some cover book, I think. I have no idea if they are famous in the West. In Italy, they are not. And I discovered them on Twitter. When I found out they had an art book, I immediately bought it. Their style is graphic. They use a lot of color and different texture. Everything is digital, but I think that some parts are gold leaf, a scanned gold leaf. I don't know if you play Infinity Nikki, but in the recent event, the type of illustration that they use, the type of graphic that they use, it's identical. I think it's Kuri, which was a surprise because I know Kuri for being a cover book artist, not for being a video game artist or something like that. So I was really surprised, but it was graphic. The way they use composition and the way they draw their line, it was the same. Even the use of the golden leaf texture was the same. So I think it's Kuri. Anyway, I love the pattern and the composition, and I want to be able to do something similar but less graphic. With some of them, I usually look them from afar so then I can see the illustration in its totality, and then I look at the details. Not on every single one of them, but some of them. You can tell that I like Chinese art, right? I want to buy more Chinese art book. Next one is the last art book that I bought. Not the last art book of this video. I think we have a little bit more than halfway through this video. I told you it was going to be a long video. Anyway, the next art book is the Heikala one. I think this one is quite popular. You can find it almost every time you watch an art book collection video on YouTube, and I'm not surprised. This one is an amazing art book. It's full of amazing pictures, and Heikala tells you her story, how she started drawing, how she started working, or how she works both with watercolor and ink. There is a section in which she teaches us how to draw like her, or how she draws a specific illustration, or how she uses reference. And I really like the middle section, which is a collection of her sketches. It also has a different type of paper. Because I want to be a freelance illustrator, and she is already a freelance illustrator, I really appreciate the building up profession section, especially where she talks about her product and how she designed them. Because the part where she talks about social media and how she started, to me it's interesting, but it's also unrelatable to me because it's kind of anachronistic. Right now social media are totally different. Even if I do the same thing, the outcome will not be the same, but still really interesting. Beautiful, beautiful art book. Next one is Loputyn. I hope the name is pronounced correctly. It's an Italian illustrator and comic book artist. She's amazing. She's so good. I love her style. It's soft, elegant, but also really dark. It's like Nagabe. If you have watched or read The Girl from the Other Side, the mood is the same, not the style, but the mood is the same. It's a mix of manga style with the 19th century European aesthetic. She does a mix of traditional and digital, but I think that most of the works in the art book are traditional. It's mostly soft watercolor and graphite pencil, and what I love the most is how she draws faces, curves of the female body and clothing. She mostly does picture books and she had done some comics in the past, but if you can find her tarot card, I do recommend it. Her cards are really good. If you like melancholic, wintry aesthetic, you will love Loputyn. This one is chunky and is the Mochipanko art book. This art book is filled with amazing art and a lot of different color palettes. There is a tutorial on how she drew the cover. And speaking of tutorial, I do recommend her Domestica course if you want to improve your digital painting. Anyway, this book is divided into different sections based on the themes of the illustrations. For example, there is a fashion section, there is a flowering section, magical section, etc. etc. Not only she's an amazing illustrator, but she is also a tattoo artist, and there are some pages with her designs. At the end, she talks about her merch, and by now you know that I really appreciate it. This art book has a lot of value and it's not that expensive. I mean, it's really big. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon. Buy it because it's amazing. Yeah, I know that I said it for every single art book, but trust me, it's good. I can't talk a lot about every single art book. I'm sorry, this video is already too long, but trust me, they are all really good. The next one is the last one of the artist part of the video and is Curiosities, and the artist is Benjamin Lacombe. Benjamin, maybe? He's French. So it's Benjamin. This is another big book. I bought this book when I went to one of these exhibitions in Milan. If you don't know Lacombe, he is an oil painter, really famous in Italy, especially for his children book and tales illustration. His style is really unique and gloomy and kinda weird. Even though he draws a lot of different characters and subjects, his style is really recognizable. Sometimes he's so weird. I love it. Let me know if you know Lacombe, because in Italy he is known, he's really famous. I think it's famous in general in Europe, but I'm not sure because I have never seen anyone talking about him online. I have 2 Disney art books. Again, I went to a Disney exhibition in Milan where I bought this one and then this one. But this one is the book of the exhibition. I have seen every single painting inside this book in real life. I love seeing behind the scene, and most of the final paintings were made in gouache. So together with the Studio Ghibli's one, this one is perfect if you want to study gouache. But even if you don't care about gouache, these are amazing books to have. I do remember that the most underwhelming illustration were the one from Frozen, because they were done digitally and you can tell that they were made to be seen on a screen. The color were not really popping out, and I did remember how they were on the screen. They were really good and I really enjoyed them. But printed, after I had seen so many beautiful gouache painting, they were not that special. This one is a collection of all the Disney stories throughout the years, from the beginning to Frozen 2, while this one, as the title suggests, is the hidden art of Disney's musical years, so 1940. And my favorite Disney movie is Fantasia. And here there are a lot of amazing behind the scene of Fantasia. I can spend hours looking at these books. They are so good. I wish I had more of this series. Finally, we are at the last part of this video, the buildings part. The first one is Botteghe di Tokyo. I think in English is Tokyo storefronts, but basically what this book is about is a collection of stores. I don't know if the illustrator lives in Tokyo or was there for an holiday, I don't remember, but basically what he did was to take photo of every single store he found interesting, and then he decided to paint them. He was able to make the shop come alive, in my opinion. The vibes are really nostalgic and cozy. He was able to highlight what makes every building unique, and at the end there is a section about what he used in the process. And what I like to do is try to understand without reading, but just looking at the illustration, what this store is about. What does it sell? Because usually you can tell by the illustration what that store sells. And I think that it's really important that when you are thinking about drawing a building or whatever, that building has to tell a story and tell you what it's about. And you can see an example of what I'm talking about in the next book. We are almost at the end, and the next one is Il libro delle case straordinarie. If I remember correctly, the author or the illustrator is an anime background artist, and you can tell. This is a cozy book and a perfect coffee table book. This is all about imaginative houses with little stories on how the residents live, and every little detail is important and tell a story. This is what I was talking about when I said that the design of the building has to tell you a story, and every detail should have a meaning and a purpose. The structure of the book is quite simple. On the left page there is a complete illustration, and on the right page there is the intern of the house with small notes. At the end there is a collection of line art, and as usual a small section of the progress of each illustration. And the next one, the last one, is not an art book, or at least it's not just an art book, and it's rooms. This is an hybrid between an art book and a comic. At the beginning you can see the content of this book. The protagonists of the book are different rooms, and the artist shows how characters live that room. And the episodes are usually mundane life, but what I like the most is the pages where you can see all the props of the room. I think this one is perfect if you want a good compromise between an art book and a manga. Maybe an art book is too expensive, or you don't want to just look at picture, you want something to read, but you don't want to read a manga, or you don't want a comic for some reason, or a manga maybe is too much and you want something in between. This one is perfect. The stories are really simple and really short. They doesn't take too much time. And I also like that every story and every room has a different color palette. And with this one, we are finally at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if you have found some new art book, if your wishlist now is longer, if you have all of them, maybe you have all of them, or if they are not interesting to you at all. Let me know which one is your favorite, because I'm always searching for a new art book. So if you have a recommendation, let me know in the comment section. That's about it. I will see you in the next video. Bye!